art is not a form of perfection. It's a form of expressing yourself in the most accurate way, how you feel inside.
Sure.
Yeah, it's more of like not doing perfect work, but just doing you.
Yeah, deep dog.
Ooh, try. How we doing? How we doing? Look, hey, no lega jo, mpotse no lega ora manjo ke mama go ka eno tlohela jo ke dilo tsa mabane ke steng ora nijo ke dilo tsa mabane no lega jo mpotse no lega
Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome to WORD. Hashtag let the spoken word do what it does best and speak for itself. Can you say the hashtag, dog?
Hashtag what?
Let the spoken word do what it does best
Hashtag
and
let
speak
the
for
spoken. What the?
word do what it does best and speak for itself.
Let the what?
Do what it does best and speak for itself.
Okay, let the word do what it does best and speak for itself.
Shorts, are it real? So we back at it. So we back at it, Buffet, with Lesedi Aiseng, dog. I don't know if you came as Lesedi or Torin.
I came as like Lesedi, I think.
Oh, okay,
I
okay.
can't remember it, but yeah, still yeah.
Yeah, man, and I invited you, Joe, to talk about some of the things that we've already spoken about. You did join us on TMC sometime last year when we did a session. We was talking about a whole lot of things, creativity and your art, you know. So I think maybe we're going to expand on that conversation. So yeah, I'm excited actually to hear a lot more about that. So yeah, man, tell us about yourself. Happy, reintroduce yourself.
Okay, let me reintroduce myself. Don't know when I'm gonna start, but I'm gonna start anyway. So I'm Lesedi Aiseng.
Cool, man.
Go by the name Reese, and other one is Reese. I'm a Toran, and the other one is Red, because I like go by many names. I'm an illustrator.
Yeah.
Recently started doing murals, so I could just call myself a street artist.
And
yeah, illustrator,
Dope.
designer. Yeah, that's what I am. Yeah.
Nah, fire, dog. You know, the other day I was chilling with my flatmate, Robo. We were looking at your art, and I was like, shit! I came across this piece on Instagram. I showed him.
Which piece is this?
I don't know, but it was one of the pieces you recently did on Instagram. I was like, shit, this thing is lit, man, Robo. I expected the same reaction from him, but he was like there, nonchalant as fuck, and I was like, dude, this is lit. Can't you see?
Yeah.
And he said something like, I don't see how this can make money. Okay,
I get
he
you.
was like, I don't see how this thing can make money. So, but how do you monetize your art? Like, how, if there's somebody looking at your work and getting inspired, like, how can they monetize their pieces?
I just recently started selling my art, so
Yeah.
with me something new, because I also checked out other people that were selling posters and whatnot, and then I just saw okay, that people like my art, then maybe I can also start making money out of it.
Cool.
Since I just did it so that I can be happy and just so I can sustain my art and just make keep on growing with it.
Yeah.
So selling my art is just a new thing. The first art I sold was sold to Pablo.
Yeah.
Pablo, shout out to Pablo. Thank you, I really appreciate it for $250. So
And again, man, I also appreciate you for letting us use your artwork for the Millennials Corner.
Thank you, I really appreciate it.
That shit
Shout
is
out.
late, man. It gives it a very beautiful aesthetic to it.
We appreciate it.
Being an illustrator and a creative was really trying to make it out there in this world, dog. I want to talk about the struggles because you come across a lot of those, obviously, as an artist. Because there's people who find it very hard to understand the work that you do, you know. So, and not knowing there's struggles to putting these pieces together, and there's wins as well, you know, obviously. So let's first talk about the struggles that you come across, you know, in this journey of being a creative.
With me, it's different. People don't have the same struggles when it comes to art, obviously, and just different creatives. So I just feel like people, it's not the lack of patience, it's just the lack of having faith. You get it?
Yeah.
When you just, because most of the people, when they go on social media, you're an artist, right? And then you see someone else's art, and then they're already doing campaigns for Nike. They're already doing campaigns for Adidas, and now you start feeling insecure about your art, and you wonder why am I not there already? You see? So with me, it's just more about that patience and just it's not about the destination, it's about the journey also, and just seeing how you can get there, and just by being yourself, by being authentic. And I wouldn't call it a struggle for me. It's more of I'm just laid back, and when it comes, it comes, and when it goes, it goes. So I'm just open to anything, and so that's what you can call my struggle. I'm just patient. and things come like Converse things, like
Yeah,
fasting,
dog. I
like-
also want us to talk
so,
about that.
Yeah, we'll talk
yeah.
about obvious. So just like let things come to you, and sometimes also involve yourself in topics and so on, just so people can see that you're serious about yourself and trying to explain. Because you can't just sit back and expect people to hand out and say, "Oh, I love your art."
True.
Yeah, they can love it, but
He left me with ya. He left me with ya. He left me with ya.
There's wins.
Yeah, there's
I was
wins,
like,
like,
you know,
yeah,
like there's
just-
some dope shit that you did for Converse.
no way.
You know, and a
It's
lot
not-
of-
I didn't do those shit. I believe I did those shit, but it's just more like I did art and then they posted it and so on. So it's just like I did it.
Just emotions that I'm love me. He left me with ya. 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 He left me with ya.
let's talk about doing that, like creating those concepts for Converse, right? What were you trying to achieve? Like just
Okay, now like with the Converse thing, like it was like the created home thing. Like for Converse was the created home, so we just like Converse contacted us, most artists, people who are artists, illustrators, and then they put us in a WhatsApp group chat, and they were like, "Yo, so you guys," they put us together with Flacco, who's a graffiti mural artist.
Cool.
So yeah, we went on to WhatsApp with him, and then they said like, create a self-portrait of yourself, like what the illustration, like presenting yourself and just like who you are and how are you creating from them.
Cool.
So that's where we had to like actually just think around that thing and just like showing that illustration who you are and how are you creating from them. Yeah. So
and your
that's-
artwork made it onto the
yeah, it made it like
your
on
socials.
Converse X, which is now Converse All Stars.
Yeah.
And did it make it on Converse SI? No,
No,
but
but I think
I don't
you know sometimes timing and luck works well together and
Yeah.
preparation as well.
Yeah,
you know?
preparation.
Yeah. But I think now you are very prepared, dog. Like this.
can never be ready, but you always have to be prepared.
Yeah,
type
because
of
you don't really know when luck will strike.
Exactly.
Like I seriously believe in luck, though. And speaking of more wins, I was passing by Jewel City the other day, right? And then on the walls I saw the span that looked like yours. We did work on the shit with African Ginger.
Yeah, I was just like helping. It was more like the thing for like Converse again.
Yeah.
We were creating like city forest.
Yeah.
It was a city forest thing where they use this paint where it like absorbs like carbon and just releases like
Yeah.
like clean air and so on. Like
Cool.
that's why they call it city forest. So they called us for one day, and then I enjoyed it. I normally like enjoy creative things and just like spanning. So and I look up to African Ginger. So like when the opportunity struck, I was just like, yo, if it's possible, can I come again tomorrow? Cause after everybody went,
Yeah.
I stayed and just like kept on helping him and local Ginger, that's his brother.
Yeah.
So I just helped him, and he was like cool about it. And he was like, yeah, you can come again tomorrow. So I came through. It took like maybe 3 days. I came for 3 days. We just working on like the mural together.
Yeah.
He was giving me advice on like, it was just like an open guy and just like.
Yo, say what up to the camera, boys.
What up? Good day.
Thanks.
Among wolves.
Yeah, man. And working with African Ginger, being as dope as he is, what is it you as a upcoming? Well, you're not even upcoming. You're already there, dog.
Like it's in the come up.
Yeah, what is it that you can say, Hori, you have taken from him as a lesson, you know, to carry you forward? As a
Authentic experiment, like be authentic. Like experimenting is how you find authenticity. You get it. So just finding different ways of doing art, and what he said, like do things you're afraid of doing, and like that's how you will find that. Oh fuck, this is dope, and and so on. Yeah. So yeah.
Do you see yourself doing the shit that you did with him before? Because most of the time you were on your pen and paper and book, illustrator afterwards,
Photoshop.
and now you have to go out there and put paintings on the wall.
I'm happy that like I was able to help him and just like be around it. So that's why I was like involving myself. I didn't just do it like the others where they were just doing it for one day and then they went home. I was like, flip, I want to stay. I want to do this, and I'm ready to put in the work. So yeah, that's why I stayed, and I was just like, damn, this is an opportunity that doesn't come every day. So I just had to take it.
Yo, but to make sure that you check Lesedi out on across all his socials, so I have dropped them in the description link below. We're still continuing the session, the conversation, I mean, on WORD. Yeah, the last time we chilled together, you were moving to VML.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the last time with work experience.
How was the experience with VML?
So the experience was like actually dope, all those things. But when I got to VML, like people were like really open and just like happy to help around there, and I got to meet a lot of dope people, who were illustrators. They were not just agency people, but they also did their own things outside there. Yeah, and it was just like a really dope experience.
Did your style of work fit to the culture of VML?
It actually like fitted, but like they didn't get to know us that well because like with the pandemic and everything that took through. So with it was a short time period and we had to go and work from home. So with that it was less physical interaction and more just like
more technical,
when it's just like video calls and whatnot. And
damn.
So it was not really.
And you can't really express yourself as a creative because you need to be in that space where you are physically interacting with people and absorbing their energy.
Exactly.
They say remote working is cool, but the problem with remote working for creative is that you can't build a culture at home.
Exactly.
You can't. And a culture is very important. As a
to
creative.
adapt and just
you get what I'm saying?
Get you.
What is it that you can say was the biggest takeaway from that? Working at VML.
I got to experience how it feels like to actually like be a graphic designer. Because that's always been like a childlike dream. I didn't know it was called graphic design when you were a kid.
Yeah.
It's just like got my advertisement. What? You know, like those type of things. So that's just like a dream come true, like that childhood dream that you just like coming up and trying to learn different things, and just when you get that opportunity, like seize it, like because it's there, and just like do the most with it. And when it's taken away from you, not like practically taken, but just like accept it, like it's gone, and like move on to the next thing. So I just learned that from VML. And just
so the person who helps us with set design, B actually.
No way.
Was like, dude, why are you going on set with a wrinkled
t-shirt?
What's like that? I was like, no, bro, I have to represent. I'm having a conversation with Lesedi and I really need to represent. So, Bafetu, this is Happy Ghost. Lesedi says ghosting is self-care.
Ghosting self-care.
And actually, I put on this t-shirt when I went to Soweto last week. People vibed with me. That's when I called you and said, oh, dude, I think you have a market in Soweto. Right? So just take us through the process of creating this clothing brand.
Happy Ghost.
The Happy Ghost.
Okay, when I created Happy Ghost, I used to ghost a lot of people. And it was not on purpose or anything. It's just like more of like a me problem. I don't know where it comes from. I just like got to read on like where I saw this comment on Twitter where like ghosting is self-care, and then this lady was like, nah, ghosting is not self-care. Like self-care is telling people that like, nah dude, like I don't feel this anymore, or like I'm not here anymore, and like I'm growing this way and this way. So like it's just like more of like that thing. Ghosting is not self-care, but you need to express yourself and like so you can be a happy ghost, so you get it. So like you can tell people why you ghost?
Why you ghost?
Why you disappearing on me? Like type of thing. So it's just be a happy ghost and just like tell people what you go through and don't keep it for yourself, because that's also a form of like mental health where you just like don't talk and express yourself and expect people to understand. And then people are gonna end up asking themselves, what did I do wrong type of thing. So have that self-care for yourself and other people by explaining. Art is not a form of perfection, it's a form of expressing yourself in the most accurate way, how you feel inside. It's more of like not doing perfect work, but just doing you.
Deep dog. What are you saying with your art?
What am I saying?
What are you saying with your art?
With my art, there's like different things that I'm saying, honestly. As you can see, my art is more of like I use different colors just to express, and just like different types of art styles. So like the first one was more of like Wonderland, a sugarcane type of underland. You get it? It was more of like people in there are happy, but like deep down they're not really happy. You get it? You're just showing this color to the world, but when you're alone, you're just putting on this mask and distorting. Like you're distorting yourself from the world, but when you're alone, you just like really get to think about this stuff, and just like you get to think about, are you really you when you among your friends and so on. So that's more of like that. And the recent one, because it goes by different names, that was Torrance art back then. The sugarcane Landy Island, whatnot, and this one, it's called Red because I use Red.
Sure, I see that.
And the way I spell Red is RAD, for short for radical.
When we met, you were supposed to be a graphic designer. I was supposed to be a writer.
Yeah.
But then I realized as time went by that you were also a dope writer, you know, and the poetry that you put in your style of writing, it just complements your style of art, you know, and they go so perfectly well together. And you just told me in the conversation we had before this couch that you were working on a poetry before this couch. That you're working on a poetry book. Why did you decide to work on a book, though?
On a book. So I do a lot of things, and like one of them is writing poetry.
Yeah.
And a lot of the times I've been writing and just like keeping that to myself because I feel like that's a part of me that I've been not trying to show the world or something like that. But then I thought again, but like my art is mixed with poetry. My art is a form of poetry. And when I put my art out there, I'm also putting out my feelings and who I am, you get it?
I feel you.
So it's just like, why am I hiding another part of myself where I could just like express it and show it and share it and just see where it takes me and how I feel about it. But like, yeah, so I'm working on this poetry book. It's called Smile Child.
Deep.
So like if you see the cover is more of like I'm using an albino character, because I represent in my art style. I represent black. I represent.
You used an albino character.
Yeah,
can I see that video, the picture again?
Should I show you now?
Please.
Okay. So here it is. You see.
Damn.
Emotions that I'm loving. You left me with ya. You left me with ya. You left me with ya. You left me with ya.
Because I feel like they're underrepresented and black comes in like different forms. They just people seen as like
and I think there's stories to be told.
People are focused on that. It's just like a matter of like how you research it again. But like, I just feel like I also have to represent them in my art because a lot of people represent black people. They black and they showing color complexion and just like they selves and just who they are, that Africanness. And I just also feel like albino people are African and they should be represented in art, not just like black people because they're also black. I don't know how to explain it, but I'm just representing every type of black and every skin tone.
Dope.
No.
It's like you're putting a whole lot of work, you know, in your span, in your craft. I mean, and that's really inspiring. It's dope. And speaking of you being somebody who inspires other kids, what inspires you, though?
What inspires me? Let's see. My fucking sadness inspires me. My happiness inspires me. My feelings inspire me. Just the world inspires me. Like, and the people I hang around inspire me. Just like the things we talk about and just things that are happening in the world. Just like people doing what they love inspires me. Just like seeing you doing you wants me to do me even more. You get it? And sometimes people are afraid to be themselves, but they don't know who they might impact tomorrow. Who you are also inspires me. And
that's deep.
My feelings,
That's some profound shit.
My sadness, it's beauty. My happy is beauty. Turn it into art. Turn everything into art. You get it?
Do you believe there is beauty in the struggle?
There's beauty in everything. Like just a matter of fact, how you look at it. You like it's this thing like you decide if you want to see every day as a miracle or not. Get it.
Dog, the last time we chilled together for a conversation on TMC, right? It was you and I. We were there talking nice things. You got all day, man.
But like, yo, to be honest, one word.
Looking at the conversation that we had previously and this one, how can you say we have done ourselves better? And how can you say you have personally become a better person? When
I look back at TMZ, the thing we did previously, honestly, I felt like we were lost. Just speaking about because it's just like it's just like talking about a lot of things, and I was just like, what is guy talking about now? And how we've grown is just like now we just like starting to do our own thing. You get it? Because at TMZ I was more TMC. The Millennials Corner.
Lost in a trance.
So that was the we who was still trying to discover who he was and just like what his art talks about. I knew a part of what my art spoke about and who I was, but I feel like I've gone through some shit. And everybody goes through some shit every time, and that's how you rediscover yourself every time. Because you never stop learning and never stop learning about yourself. So I just feel like I've grown in a type of way that's just like I take more action. I'm not just more like flop. Why are they doing this? I've gotten to that place of like I understand now, like you can't just say something and they not do it. Like, Beyonce said, be about it. Be about the action.
That action, bro.
So I'm just like trying to just move and trying to be out there more and just like experience people's energy, not through the phone, just by sitting and like, ooh, I wish. Nah, flop, wish outside. Go outside.
Go outside and wish. While doing.
Make those things come true. And I feel like I've grown in a way. I set like little goals for myself, like every day. You never know, those little goals can build up to something big. That's how I feel I've grown. I'm no more just like sitting back and just like bring me that bag, that money.
The bag is not gonna come to you.
Don't chase the bag, but do what you love, and the bag will be thrown to you.
Damn.
That thing.
Fetch, I really think what Lesedi is saying is really profound and deep, because like honestly, there's a lot that you can say, behind the scenes, but the actual work is actually in the field. Just go out there and do what you gotta do. Just normalize fucking shit up, bro. Normalize fucking shit up. So, Doc, man, it's been like absolutely a pleasure to chill with you for a chat, because I always have something to take away from you. You are deep, you are profound, and you are a rapper.
I'm not a rapper. I'm just a poet.
You drop bars though.
Look, guy, I know how to flow, and my poetry allowed me to do it. Because people have poetry, but like their flow is just like not there.
Okay.
So I'm not a rapper. I'm just more of like a poet.
Okay, cool. But before we close it, dog, give us some bars.
Serious?
Give us some bars.
Does poetry have bars?
You recite poetry. You can.
Recite. Okay. Yeah. So that's what's the song I called "Boy Too Mellow."
I think you want to bring it. Okay, it's cool.
It's cool, okay like this.
Yeah,
okay.
It's cool.
Here I go. Where should I start? Okay. Should I rap the whole thing?
How long is the whole thing?
1 minute.
1 minute. Yeah, we have 1 minute.
Okay. We have 1 minute.
Yeah, we have 1 minute.
Okay. So type of thing. This is where you start. This was more of like I was writing it to a girl.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever.
Obviously.
So, obviously.
Obviously.
Okay. Let me start. I start laughing a lot. Okay. Where does it start? Okay. I called it Boy Too Mellow.
Okay.
Yeah, but can you wait?
Close to you, claustrophobic, close to flowers, close the door, opened up, confused love you on the floor.
Close to you, claustrophobic, close to flowers, close the door, open up, confused love you on the floor, we make you love, passing potions all above you, get to feel you like a dove, you scared of fly, let me kiss, let you hear, let us feel, keep on playing dedication, I'm in vaccination, together, this is the nation forever, I'm in temptation, you left me with you. 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 It's the battles and the pressure. Life is just another measure. I'm waiting for election if you want to give me pleasure. I'll put you in your place. Do you are like holy treasure? If this love is like your food, I'm a sucker for the seconds. If this love is suicide, then I'll set up for a coughing all up posing potions. We keep fighting just emotions. Don't you worry, it's just the oceans. Don't you worry, it's just the potions that I'm loving. It's just the oceans that I'm loving. You left me with you.
You left with ya. You left with ya. Dog, I'm feeling it. I think you're too late. You're too deep. You're too proud to everything. Yo, guys. So yeah, that was there on WORD. Hashtag let the spoken word do what it does best and speak for itself. Make sure that you leave us a comment in the section below. You like, you subscribe to the channel.
Yeah, like that alarm for notifications.
Alarm for notifications. Yeah, but Fitch, also tell us what you've taken away from this conversation. We love hearing from you. I was chilling with Lesedi, aka Torren. Or Torren is just
it's just like a phase for different artworks I do. So Torren, now it's Red for Radical. Yeah.
Okay.
Radical
Maybe we'll talk somebody very soon. Blue Ivy, probably. Emma Fetu, thank you so much for chilling with us. Make sure that we kick it again and again. Until next time, stay in rhyme. Peace out.
On the floor, we making love. Pause and potions all above. You get so free, you like a dove. You scared of fly. Let me kiss, let you hear, let us feel. Keep on praying, dedication. I'm your vaccination. Together, let's heal the nation forever. I'm your temptation. You left me with ya. 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 It's the bottles and the pressure. Life is just another measure. I'm ready for a lecture if you want to give me pleasure.